All right. Theoretically, I should be live, but typically I don't actually have my face up right away. So we gotta wait for my stream to come up. I'm not gonna bother with trying to get transcodes today. Come on. There we go. Oh, I got transcodes anyway. Well, that's something. All right. So this is brand new. Wow. 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 Let me turn down my camera brightness a bit here. It's still fucking bright as hell. Okay. Let me just drop that again. Why did that not seem to do anything? Oh, I bet I know why. That is also, there we go. Okay. So this, yes, no, yes. This little stick here just came in the mail today. It cost me, what did I actually, whoa, that's too dark. But that is closer to what I was looking for. Okay, that shouldn't be so glary now. Video capture, HDMI. It's like the most generic looking bullshit in the world. No brand on it at all. These are all over Amazon. And they cost, what did I pay? I think I paid $16 Canadian for this. Let me double check on Amazon. 16.31 Canadian. So I have very low expectations of this. I have not plugged it into my computer yet. I've literally just taken it out of the package, I suppose, which is a little like clamshell thing with, again, no actual branding on it. The only branding is actually on this sticker on the back, but I said, man, it's too glary. Anyway, it says Wuhai. I don't know if that's the actual manufacturer or if that is just the reseller, because that is, although I suppose that is not, then that name isn't on the listing anywhere, so that's probably the actual manufacturer. So the price is the big selling point. The big selling point for this is the price. There are varying versions of these on Amazon.ca, at least, from various companies, different names. This one actually does say brand Wuhai in the spot there. So I still don't know if that's actually the manufacturer or if that's just the seller. But so this version it does 1080p, but only at up to 30 FPS. But it says it does 720p 60 FPS. So I was just too curious. I actually saw some people saying that this was actually surprisingly good, like especially for $16. Now that was in a different context. That was like for video production where you wouldn't need to, hey Andrew, where you wouldn't need to have kind of real time, not quite as much real time. Just saying hi. Yeah, I'm just fucking around here. This is me just thinking about this. um, so I don't know if this will be any good for gaming at all. I'm not thinking for 1080p gaming. I'm thinking where this could be useful would be more 480p gaming, probably. So stuff like GameCube, PS2, that kind of stuff. So I literally haven't pulled anything over. I was just like, literally just got this in the mail. I was like, let me, maybe I should do a stream. I was gonna fuck around anyway in OBS. So it's like, fuck it, why not hit the start streaming button? So I literally haven't pulled anything over here yet, but I will kind of figure out on the fly exactly what I want to try. I guess step one is I should just literally plug it in and see if it even works. Got a thing on my monitor here. Ooh. Setting up USB video, so it's very generic there. Okay, there we go. Device is ready. So let's see if it even functions. Let's see if I'm assuming it'll show a blue screen or something. Hey Brandon, dirt cheap capture. So let's. Oh, all right. No, that's not the right thing. USB video would be the one. Okay, so it does. Let me just make this not covering my face entirely. It does show something. So I mean, as a device, it's not actual. It's not just actual complete garbage. It generates a video picture. I guess. So next step, I guess, is to take an HDMI cable and see what happens if I plug in. Because I mean, I guess question one is I suspect, because this is USB 2 only, my suspicion is that it's going to have massive video lag on 1080p content, because I suspect that this is going to be basically like an ancient Elgato game capture HD, which is what I was originally using when I started streaming, and had like a 5-second delay on 1080p content. So I suspect that also this is now too hot. I suspect that's what we're gonna see here. I guess we could start with my laptop and see what that does. Let me just log in and make sure I don't have like all my email and yeah, like Cisco WebEx. We can close that. I don't even know why I have WebEx installed still. We actually don't use it at work anymore. We switched to Teams at like the start of the year. All right, so let me see. I guess step one, yeah, let's just plug this in and see what happens. Hey, Emily. Indeed he is. Let's see what happens. Because I'm obviously running, hey, Amy, captures video and my soul. So let's, I guess I probably have to duplicate. Like, I don't know if it's going, because I don't actually, hold on. What does the listing say? Yeah, so this does say it supports input resolution range 1080p to 3840 by 2160. So it says, I don't think I have, it says that it will support an input of up to 4K. And then I guess it only spits out 1080p 30, which is that's actually a nice feature, because that means you can feed it 1080p 60, presumably. And while it will only put out 30, that's still something like that as a secondary input. That could be good. So I'm just like, I'm interested in what we've got on offer here at $16 Canadian. And okay, so before I even get any further, while I'm changing my display settings, so what I also discovered, I noticed on Amazon, I only noticed this morning when I saw that this was out for delivery. There are 1080p 60 versions, and I tweeted this morning also. Okay, so this is supposedly actually outputting to my second display, which is the capture card. There are 1080p 60 versions which use USB 3, but they are about $40 to $50 on Amazon, which isn't a great deal. It's not bad still, in theory, but I wasn't super excited by that price, and I wasn't going to just buy one. Like a $16 capture card, like, fuck it, let's see what happens. But at $40, that's a little more questionable. Do I need to do, like, custom 1920 by 10? Oh, there we go. All right. So it works. Let's make this full screen. I wasn't so excited, but then I looked on AliExpress, because this is just like weird random Chinese garbage. Ooh, the quality is not great, I will say. Hold on, let me put this underneath the chat. Yeah, the quality looks really bad. There is delay, but honestly, it's not bad. I think it's not playable, but with a splitter, it could work. Let me just check to see if there's any other. Like, what happens if I put it to tell it 60? honestly, if this was like Mario Kart, I'd probably notice. But just mousing around, it's not too bad. But the quality is very poor. The video quality is really rough. Let me see. Oh, okay. I can't change that. Let's see if changing any of these knobs here does anything. Oh, well, that, okay. I guess, yeah, that's partial versus full. Looks like it only, well, I guess I might only be outputting partial. But yeah, so this isn't, it's not great at 1080p, I will admit. It's not great, but it's not terrible. It's much better than I expected for $16 Canadian. So that's cool. What if I, okay, hold on. What if I turned my, I'm curious. I suspect that the 1080p resolution, actually, you know what? I'm telling it 60 FPS. What if I tell it 30? No, it still looks really shit. Hold on. Let me just take this off here for a second. I'm curious how video looks. And I guess if audio comes through even, I don't know if that is the case. Videos. I should have. Here we go. Because it could be like really pixelated or something. I don't know. Because just looking at a stationary picture, it doesn't look great. But okay, let's bring this back up. That smear is there on the actual video, like on my actual monitor. So let's see how this looks. And there is, in theory, an audio input. There's supposed to be, there should be audio here. Oh, I know. No, I'm not. This is just my recording of, the Zelda's Adventure intro. I realized I actually am just not capturing the audio. That's why we don't have audio. What is the audio device? USB digital audio, maybe? I can see that's picking something up, but I don't know if it's actually the... Okay, I'm going to assume that that is functioning. Let me see if I can... Let me see if I can turn this onto monitor mode so that I can at least hear it myself. Hey, Roman. Because I heard some...
There will be no more viewing tonight.
It sounds okay. I saw some reviews saying that the audio quality wasn't great, but like people were saying, you know, they weren't in. Everyone who left reviews on this basically was saying like, yeah, I'm not expecting much. It's a $16 capture card. I don't need to have this still playing.
And so it was that Ganon,
everyone had like tempered expectations, but you know, the reviews that I read sounded like the audio was going to be like crackly and garbled, but it sounded fine there for Zelda's Adventure. Admittedly, not the best test. So that was, I just wanted to test the playback. Admittedly, there also wasn't a whole lot of motion. Well, I guess actually here is a pretty good test of motion with the stars going. Yeah, it looks smooth. Honestly, the 1080p is not bad. I will say I'm impressed at the 1080p. Yeah, it looks fine. But I'll just show this again because this was where it was very very evident was on just on the desktop. You can see a lot of fringing around the text, and I'm sure that's like the text looks kind of janky there. So I suspect there's something funny going on there, but what I want to check is I want to check what happens if I change my resolution down to 720p. Because that is... Ooh, this looks bad. That is probably... I mean, it'll be less bandwidth, right? So, in theory, there's more room for activities. We'll change the capture resolution. Oof. Oof. Yeah, that also doesn't look great. Where's my properties menu? There it is. But admittedly, I suppose all things considered, it's not bad. It's really not. It's not great. But if you were just running a game through this and you weren't expecting the greatest quality, not bad. So far I'm actually quite impressed for $16. And honestly, part of the reason I'm doing this is because, like, you know, if you want to, if someone's thinking about starting streaming, or even just like, oh, I wanted to record something, you know, a capture card's not super cheap, but at $16, I think I would be, so far, just literally off of this test, which is just my laptop, and also is not as far as we're gonna go further than this. I wouldn't be mad telling someone, you know, if you just want to see what happens, fuck it, buy one of these. Totally fine. What I'm very interested to see, though, and I can't test it today, I ordered one of the 1080p 60 ones, the USB 3 models, off of AliExpress for, I will point out, $12 as opposed to $16. $12 plus $3 shipping. So $15 still, although I think that was US. So $15 US versus 16 Canadian. So a little bit more. And I'm curious how those will compare. I know that those are using like an EasyCap. It's like an EasyCap 311L is the chipset inside, because I found that on one Amazon listing, and then I was able to search and find the same thing on AliExpress for $12 as opposed to $40. So I'm curious how the picture quality on those will compare. So let's, but I can't do that. I can't do that now. For now, this is what I would recommend for someone just trying to fuck around. They just want something to capture the video in. It's not bad for $16. Maybe the 1080p 60 version would be better. I guess we'll find out in who the fuck knows when. Because I ordered it today. I ordered it with e-packet shipping, which is usually not bad. But we are going into North American holiday season. So shipping will be fucked for a while, but I'll probably have it by the end of January. E-packet is usually better than any other shipping from China. So that'll probably arrive before the end of January. So it'll be a while before we do anything, but I'll probably do something similar to this, when that arrives, just to see what happens. I can close my laptop and throw that over here. Now what I want to try is kind of what I am more interested in, which is how it handles game capture. I'm trying to think what I want to test first. There's a couple different things I want to try. One is GameCube with the HDMI plug and play HDMI mods, which do 480p but digital. And then I maybe want to push it. I might try that. I might try my Dreamcast with its DC digital. Actually, what I should try. Another thing I should try is getting one of those dirt cheap AV converters. I've got one of those in my boxes somewhere. One of those just real cheap, like $10 AV converters. Not good, but you know, a lot of people have those for playing on a TV. And so if you're looking at like the most basic, I want to play some retro games. Well, I'll no. For that, I would probably still recommend the IO Data GV USB 2. These things are fucking sick. As just a composite video capture card, these things are really good, and they're like $30, $40. Not super expensive, but video quality is quite good for 240p. So that is what I would recommend for that. So maybe I won't bother. Well, maybe I will. We'll see. Let me grab my GameCube, and we'll see what happens from there. I maybe could have prepared a little bit better here, but whatever. This is a very unscripted, unplanned stream. All right, so GameCube, HDMI mod, plug and play, micro to mini to regular HDMI converter. Okay, HDMI connected. Power in. Let's see if it even detects it. Let me see if I need to change it to something like 640 by 480. Okay, this is slightly less exciting. Because this should be working. 720 by 480? No. Okay, so moral of the story is it looks like that doesn't work at all. Which is a little disappointing, because this, I was wondering if this could be something interesting for capturing Game Boy footage if I'm doing like a link cable thing. But given that it does not recognize the signal at all, that seems like an unlikely solution. Let me try just turning it off and on again. Deactivate, activate. What kind of configuration options do I have here? Just that and okay, literally just brightness, contrast, hue, and saturation. And then no crossbar. Yeah, so this doesn't work at all. So that's gonna be the real killer for this, I think, is just the fact that if it does not support, I wonder what resolutions it does support then, because it doesn't. I suspect it just doesn't support 480p. Is this actually gonna be outputting 480p right now? It should be. Let's turn this off. Let's assume that this doesn't. We will move this over on. Okay. Let's try my N64. Admittedly, this is kind of a bad test because I know the N64 is particularly finicky with its output. Going to snap this adapter. Silly bots. Tricks are for kids. Also, on a fun related note, I improved Astronomabot last night such that it will no longer auto-host people who are playing games that I don't want. I can now specify games that I don't want it to auto-host, which is fun because it means I can filter out Cyberpunk, so that will not show up on my channel in theory, assuming people actually are listed in the right directories. Which actually also has a fun thing is that also means there's now a reason for me to actually be using my own auto host as opposed to the built-in Twitch auto host, because Twitch auto host doesn't have that functionality. Okay, well that's promising. Okay, so it does recognize the 480p output of this, of my N64. So that is good. Here's my Retro Fighters controller, by the way. This is the controller that I use for N64. It's not bad, I will say. But so this, I'm trying to think, what is this? I think this is actually filling in a 1080p box. LRC right, D right. Okay, yeah, so this is actually filling in a 1080p box. So what I'm curious about is if I was to go to 480p and apply. Okay, so it does. So interesting. This is what I was curious about. What this means is that it does support 480p, so it just doesn't like the output from my GameCube adapter, which means the menu might be in 480i. Menu might be in 480i, so that might be why it's not visible. I'm not 100% certain. I thought it forced it 480p, but I might have it in 480i, so maybe it doesn't like 480i. So that's fine. We'll put this back to 1080p. Oops. Yes, we want to keep that. Okay, and then back, and I don't know what the fuck this is. So let's just real quick go to something. Mario Kart, I guess, would be a good test. Because I am curious how much delay it feels like there is. Welcome to Mario Kart.
Welcome to Mario Kart.
Audio sounds good. Picture quality actually looks pretty good here too. Turn this down. Keeping in mind, of course, this is like as yeah. Honestly, this picture quality looks pretty fucking good. But this is also basically the premium video output from N64. But it doesn't look bad. It's much better here. Like, you don't see that artifacting around the edges of the text, like around the text in. Whoa, there was some screen. Oh, there is screen tearing. Whoa. Oh, wait, hold on. What resolution am I capturing at? Wait a minute. It's capturing at 1080p 60. Hold on. I actually want to see this intro again. Because I suspect that screen tearing is just because of the fact that it's at 60 FPS. I suspect if I bumped it down... Actually, let me try doing that now. Let me turn it to 30. So I don't see screen tearing here. If I bump it back up to 60... Honestly, I don't see it here either. So why were we getting that screen tearing in that intro? Huh. Okay. But so that's also, I guess the other question is it actually going at 60? Ooh, and you know where we can, anyone know if there's any N64 games with like flickering, like flickered transparency? I can't think of any, because I don't think Mario 64 does that. I can always bust out the Super Nintendo, because I do want to test it capturing the I do want to test capturing through OSSC and see how much forgiveness this capture card has, because the Super Nintendo has a notoriously unstable video signal. So it'd be interesting to see if it even works, first of all, if it even picks it up. But then hold on. Does that game text normally look so fucking shit? The problem here is this could look this bad legitimately, and I'm not 100% certain right now. If I bump it down to 30, no, that changes nothing. Because when it flickers, that's when you can really tell whether or not it's actually capturing at 30 FPS or 60 FPS. I'm not particularly great at just eyeing that. Maybe we will actually be able to tell in a real race. Let's just do a time trial. That's probably up. Yeah. I only have a rumble pack inserted. But yeah, no, honestly, this looks totally fine. I'm honestly I've said this a lot of times. I'm honestly impressed. Oh, and you know what? Actually, no, we don't have any gamma boost, do we? No. We do have the 2 bloom on, which is that could be. No, that's not doing that. I like the 2 bloom. That's just me. I like it a little bit. The 2 bloom basically means that the brighter the image is, it actually grows a little bit larger, which is what you see on you see that on CRTs. Yeah, I think that text actually just looks that bad. Okay, that's fine. I was just curious if I had something on that was like a gamma boost that would make this text kind of blur together a little bit. Let's go to Moo Moo Farm, because that's the fucking best shit in the world. We'll see how bad this feels. Admittedly, I am not the best Mario Kart 64 player. But in terms of video, yeah, I will say I honestly can't tell if this is 30 or 60. I'm really bad at that. I think that color banding is there normally, like in the shadows. Hold on. I think that's normally there, but I'm this is a bad test for this reason, but I bump it. I'm curious. I keep thinking that if I change, yeah, honestly, this feels no different, so it probably is just outputting 30 when I tell it to do 60 as well. Honestly, the fact that I can't tell also means that, like, I don't give that much of a shit. but it also doesn't change any of that color banding, which I don't know if that's normally like that. Not 100% certain. But yeah, no, actually, this is very playable just off of the preview here. Normally I can notice, but considering we've got 1080p coming out here, and going into this capture card, I was expecting this to have like serious lag, but it's honestly pretty impressive. So the lag, let me whoop. Honestly, the lag is non-existent in my mind, or very minimal, which is impressive considering it's a USB one, a USB capture card. This thing is great. Honestly, this is really fucking good. I'm way more impressed than I thought I was gonna be. Okay, so that's N64. Input lag is totally fine at 1080p. Picture quality looks pretty good. It supports 480p, even though it didn't support my GameCube adapter. Maybe let's try that again, just in case I don't know, did something wrong. Maybe in the meantime, I should also turn on my projector, and then I can just test to make sure I didn't ruin my GameCube. I guess I need this adapter back. Let's just try this one more time. No, I was gonna say, oh, why don't I just throw in like a regular game, but then I realized I can't do that because my GameCube doesn't have a disk drive anymore. It just has an SD card reader, which is, I will say, much better, but I can't actually bypass that boot screen. Throw this back in here. Helps if I plug it in the right way. Get rid of this for now. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Trying to think what would be at the top of the menu. Yeah, so this doesn't look like it still looks like it's not working, which is, it's disappointing, but okay. So it's finicky about its input, I guess, which is weird though, because this normally has better input than, or better output than the N64 mod does from my experience. Let me just test this on my projector again, and then we'll see. Yeah, no, this works just fine. So, okay, there is one thing I can try. I will give it the benefit of the doubt here. It's possible it just doesn't like the menu. I thought there was something at the top of the menu that I could immediately boot into, and there is not. We'll give it a little bit of time to get into the menu. That should be plenty. So we can turn off the projector again. Then we'll go up. Then we'll hit A. Then we'll hit start. And it should be going into 13. Doesn't look like it's doing. Sweet fuck all. Oh, hold on. Oh, was it just the wait? Oh, it's just the wait. Okay, so it works. Works just fine, and apparently I didn't manage to... Okay, so it actually captures that, and it was just funny contact here. There we go. Oh, also, I guess I had to hit A instead of start. All right, let's just bring this back up. Yes, we want to go into progressive scan. Now, part of the benefit here is that we are, or part of the reason why things work a little bit more smoothly with this is that it's doing deinterlacing on this adapter itself. But this looks... I mean, this is a game that I'm a little bit more familiar with in terms of smoothness and shit. Also, I guess the other issue is it looks like it still treats it as 16 by 9, even though it's actually not. So we can just do a little... Oh! Ooh. All right. Do a little bit of that. Ooh, I will say that here it feels like there's a lot more input lag. Like, oh, ooh. Let me see. Okay. Let me see how. Wait, what? What? Hold on. Oh. Okay. Oh wait. Oh right. This is the extension cable that was giving me problems before. So let me just. Okay. Let me put my controller over here and find the fucking button. Nope. This one. Nope. Over here. Okay. You know what? It feels fine now. Although movement. Yeah, I don't know. This doesn't feel great, weirdly. So I don't know what the difference is, because this is also 480p, but, well, you know what? Maybe it was just a second of oddity. It's not great. I would still use a splitter on this. And I mean, I would always just use a splitter anyway, but, it works. Yeah, so I mean, this is functional. The picture maybe looks a little grainy. It maybe looks a little blown out. I will say that, like, if you look at the defend text, I wasn't sure in, Mario Kart, but I'd say here it's a little rough. You can also see kind of, if you look between Link and that nut to the left, there's kind of like a grid pattern. There's a bit of noise in the video. So the video isn't perfect, but it's fucking $16. So like, I don't know. It's hard to complain too much. Like if you're just trying to get started and you literally just want to have something, this will do the trick pretty well. Or if you just need like I don't know what the context would be. Maybe I don't know, need to video capture. Maybe I wanted to video capture some HDMI when I went to PAX or something. This thing's like the size of a big USB stick. Like I could throw that in my bag with my laptop and it'll be totally fine. It'll be good enough. Like if I was wanting to produce YouTube content in quotes, I'm doing air quotes behind gameplay footage here. If I was wanting to do YouTube content while I was traveling, this would be, I don't know if it'd be up to my standards, but like if someone was just getting started, like this is not bad. It's not great. It's not bad. It's honestly not shit. I would call this like middle of the road. Well, maybe not middle of the road. I don't know. It's not great. It's not great, but it's not bad. This would be fine for like when I did my Tingle Tuner thing. If I was doing my Tingle Tuner thing and I needed video capture with the second input, I used my GB USB 2, which I mentioned before, to do that when I played that. I had the actual gameplay on my, I think I did that on, no, I guess I did that on my Wii, and then I had the actual Game Boy part on my GameCube. And then I had that feeding into my TV, but I think I only did that because I didn't have another HDMI capture card. So if I had another HDMI capture card, which I do now, I could have done it that way with a little HDMI monitor, and we would have gotten better video signal. Not that you need a lot of that because it's Game Boy, but like, okay, so this is a viable video capture source for a secondary input. I would say for myself, that's how I would use this, is as a secondary thing. Okay, so GameCube does work. So that's fun. Let's reset the transform on this and make it not be here anymore. So that's cool. What else should I try? Oh yeah, I wanted to try Super Nintendo with an OSSC. Now I will not actually use the OSSC that I have in my setup because it's very much in my setup. But I have my second one. That's the kind of person that I am. So we will try. I've got myself spare Super Nintendo power adapter, so I don't have to extract that. Got my OSSC, my spare one, which is admittedly running old firmware, but whatever. And then we've got ourselves. Oh, actually, this isn't the cable that I thought it was. I was gonna say, oh, cheap Super Nintendo SCART cable, but this is actually. I don't know if this one will work because this is Luma Sync. Let me go grab a different cable. There we go. This is what I was looking for. This is a super cheap Super Nintendo SCART cable. I think I got it for like $10 off of Amazon. So this scenario is called, you're on a budget, but you want to stream with your with your Super Nintendo on a budget, I guess, with good video quality. We'll see about how that looks on here, or if it looks at all. Also keeping in mind that my Super Nintendo has been modded to hopefully clean up the video signal a little bit. All right. Wait a minute. I have too many things that I need to plug in. Hold on. How do I do this? All right. R.I.P. face cam for now. And by face cam, I mean face lighting. And even then, it's not too bad. We don't need you for now, but I do need the space afforded by your plug. The OSSC, for those who are not aware, is the open source scan converter, which does fun stuff. Basically, it takes your video signal on the fly and generates an HDMI output from either what are the options? You got SCART for RGB input. You've got component input, which also doubles as another RGB input. And you've got a VGA input, which also doubles as another RGB input. In varying different ways. So we are using the dirt cheap SCART cable. Oops. SCART being much more common being common in Europe and non-existent in North America. So that is in there. We need to switch this to the SCART. Part of the problem is that this, it doesn't have batteries in it. That's a problem. Actually, can I change my inputs? These on device buttons? No. Oh, actually, maybe I can. Yes, I can. And then did I plug in the power? I did not. Where does that cable go? What the fuck? Down here? There it is. I don't know. Okay, so the OSSC is picking it up. And here's where we see we're sitting at 60.12 hertz. And that's about what I was expecting. Oh, but I guess I don't know what kind of line. I switched it off of the right input. I don't know what kind of line doubling is happening on here, so I don't know what the actual video output is. So hold on. Also, let's just have a look at the settings. What happens if I switch to device default? No. Custom, back to custom. 60. Let me go find some. Actually, you know what? I should be able to just use the remote for my other one. Where the fuck is the menu button? There it is. There we go. All right. Where is the setting even? I'm trying to remember. Output options. There we go. Oh, okay, so we're doing 4 times line multiplication on 240p. Let's do it to line doubling. What if I just do pass through? Okay, this is about what I was expecting, to be honest. Is literally just no support for this at all. Although I will admit I'm a little surprised that 5 times isn't doing anything either. Post-processing. Oh, you know what it could be? Compatibility. Full TX setup on off. No. Okay. I know there's also like a. Where the fuck is it? Oh, I might be on. No, I think it had that at this point. Sampling options. Yeah, so I mean, I know it's picking up the signal. Output options. Yeah, so 240p is at 4 times. I guess what I could do is put myself in a game. That might change things also. Is this doing anything? No. TX mode. Here we go. HDMI or DVI. That doesn't seem to have changed anything. Nothing there. Yeah, so it doesn't look like this is gonna work. Let me just hold on. Maybe just make sure that I actually have everything plugged in and deactivate, reactivate. Still no crossbar. Okay, so yeah, I suspect. Actually, hold on. Are we getting? Oh fuck! I am so stupid. Helps if I plug the HDMI cable in. Ha! Look at that. Oh, except that's trash looking. Okay, hold on. Let's bring this down a little bit. So that picture is not even close to correct. Am I on? What is it supposed to be? Sync on green? No. Why does it look so bad? Like, what's with the colors? Oh, but this looks fine. I maybe should have booted up regular length capacity. Oh, but look at all that noise. Look at all, although I guess part of that might be actually in the system. But so it looks like it doesn't frame it properly, so that's fine. Ooh. It's weird. I'm feeling the lag here. And you can also see that the picture quality is kind of shit. There's a lot of noise, but again, this is a Super Nintendo, and Super Nintendo has a noisy video signal to begin with. So it's not a great example, but it does seem to work. Oh, and also this is only at line 2x. Hold on. Oh, there we go. That's better. About 4 times. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, we're seeing the LPF stuff that needs to be hit with the reverse LPF filter. Kind of those horizontal lines. But the picture looks... Oh, actually, you know what? You know what needs to happen is I need to change this to partial color range. That looks better. And maybe the color space as well. No, that's... Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay. So let's bump this to 60 in theory. It does... Okay. Interesting. So this feels fine. But if I... And this is at 1080p 60. But if I... Oh. Oh, there's way more lag if I bump the FPS down to 30. I don't know why. Okay, fine. So does this actually just secretly do 1080p 60 FPS and they, for some reason, tell you that it doesn't? The picture quality, again, I guess I should... Let me fix the aspect ratio. Oops, that's not the right... That's not the right thing. Whoop. That's probably about right. Let me just move it over here so that I can at least kind of peek my... Oh, God. I'm getting murdered. What was I wanting to test? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, there it was. That was exactly what I wanted to test, actually. Was that when I run into an enemy... Let me just bring this back here. And there is absolutely no flickering. Okay, so that's weird then. So it's definitely outputting 30 FPS like it says, but For some reason, and it might be, this could be OBS doing this. I'll say actually the picture quality don't look too bad here now. Honestly, it's not, again, it's not perfect, but it's $16. But yeah, so it clearly is outputting 30 FPS because we have no flickering when we get hit. Whoa, all right. But for some reason in OBS, there is way less lag when I select 30 FPS. I don't know why. That is, or yeah, there's way more lag when I say 30 FPS than when I say 60, even though it's clearly not outputting 60 FPS. So I don't know what that's about, but it's fairly playable actually at the 60 FPS setting. So end result is, I guess, this is pretty interesting. This is an interesting prospect in terms of a product, and I'm now extremely curious about the actual USB 3 version that I've ordered. One, to see if it actually is even any different, because it's completely possible that they have just recolored the USB connector or used a USB 3 connector, but it's still USB 2 inside. And whether it actually does 60 FPS, and whether that's 3, I guess, and whether or not the input lag is any better. Well, so here's the thing: is this isn't so much loot for me. This is probably gonna sit in a drawer realistically for most of my time, realistically. But this is the kind of thing that I would maybe lend out to someone and be like, hey, you wanted some sort of HDMI capture? Well, this will do the trick, and I don't give a shit. If you don't give it back, then I'll be a little bit mad, but not particularly. And what I now have is a recommendation for someone who might not have a lot of money to spend, but they want to try streaming, and they already have like consoles or whatever, like, because it looks like it takes 60 FPS, but it will only output 30. I suppose the only other thing is you'd probably want an HDMI splitter with this, so you could use it you play on your TV as well at the same time. But it seems to work, so that's cool. It does say it takes up to 4K, so it'd be kind of funny to grab my PS4 and see if that worked on it. But I actually don't give that much of a shit. But what this could also be good for is this could work for if someone wanted a second HDMI input. Maybe they have a camcorder like I use for my stream, for my face cam. If they wanted just an HDMI input for that, it'd probably be totally fine for that, with the downside being that it's 30 FPS. And again, maybe the $15 total 60 FPS version might be better. I don't know, because I don't have it yet. So that could be a very, like, this is effectively what this is a dirt cheap model of the Elgato Cam Link is what that one is called. Because I think that's like 150. So this is a tenth of the price for probably not as good quality, being realistic, but it does work with OSSC and Super Nintendo, which I'm very surprised about. I honestly thought this was not going to work at all. I don't see any video cutout, which would have probably happened by now. So end result is this is pretty fucking sick, and a really interesting option. But yeah, so I was saying, like, this could be good for, probably I probably wouldn't put this on as my primary video capture myself, because I favor quality, like really crisp picture. But it's not bad. I would maybe use this for my face cam. In theory, I could. If I actually had another camcorder, I probably would set that up here and use this for it because I might as well. I could use this. One thing I've been trying to do is I've been trying to figure out an effective way of getting a video and audio signal from my basement where I have floor mats down for playing VR stuff, so that I could then theoretically merge my VR and regular games lists and intermingle, because it doesn't require dismantling my entire streaming room. So I could use this if I had another camcorder. I have today been fucking around and gotten what I think will actually work. I've just got a Logitech C920 down there right now, but if I had another camcorder or something, I could get a better picture quality and have this down there with that. And again, I would probably upgrade to the 60 FPS version. Assuming the 60 FPS version isn't garbage, I would probably just always be recommending that over this one. The only caveat is this I got off of Amazon, and I ordered it yesterday, whereas the 60 FPS one is $40 on Amazon versus $15 total on AliExpress, but I'm not going to have it for a while. So that's, I suppose, the one downside to the 60 FPS one. If they needed it, if someone needed it right now, I suppose if my capture card shit out and I was like, oh fuck, I need to stream, this is totally fine. Yeah, like, so it's, I don't know, I'm honestly so impressed. I'm shocked that this works anywhere near as well as it does. Yeah, I think that's all there is to it. So that's probably where I'm gonna call it, because this actually just works. I expected it, and everything that didn't seem to work, it was my own fault. So we'll be streaming regular stuff at 8, so like 3 hours and 45 minutes from now. We'll be back to Bravely Second rather. Yeah, so that's your little bonus content for today, I guess, is me fucking around doing this. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll probably throw a recommendation out for this on Twitter, I suppose. And I will keep it in my back pocket as a thing in case people need to know. So that's that. Thanks for watching this weird impromptu stream, and I'll see you later.